Welcome back, everyone, and today we've got breaking news that has millions of Americans buzzing with questions, excitement, and even a little bit of disbelief. People across the country are sitting at their kitchen tables, refreshing their phones and asking the same question. Is this real? Well, yes, it is very real. The checks are coming, and they're bigger than most people expected. President Trump has officially authorized a brand new round of direct payments in $2,000 per eligible recipient, with the first wave of distribution set to begin on November 1st. But here's where things get interesting, and where most major news outlets have missed the full story, as these aren't just ordinary stimulus checks. This program is actually combining two different forms of financial relief: the traditional economic stimulus payment and something brand new called Tariff Dividend Rebates. Now, let's break that down. The first part you already know. The government is offering stimulus money to help people deal with the rising prices, higher medical costs, and those frustrating utility bills that never seem to stop climbing. But the second part is what makes this package historic. The tariff rebate portion comes directly from revenue collected on imported goods, especially from China. Instead of keeping that tariff money in government accounts, the administration has decided to send a portion of it directly back to the American people. In other words, this is your share of the tariffs that were paid on imported products over the past few years. When foreign-made goods like electronics, clothing, and machinery entered the US, importers paid extra taxes. Those companies then passed some of that cost to consumers, which means in a sense Americans already paid part of these tariffs through his higher prices. The government is now refunding that money back to citizens as a dividend. It's similar to how Alaska gives residents annual oil revenue payments. Now, let's talk about who actually qualifies, because there's been a lot of confusion, and honestly, some of that confusion is coming from sloppy reporting. If you're currently receiving Social Security benefits, whether retirement, disability, or SSI, you are automatically in the eligibility pool. However, your income from the last tax year still matters. If you filed taxes as a single person and your adjusted gross income was below $75,000, you qualify for the full $2,000 payment. For married couples filing jointly, the full payment applies if your income was below $150,000. Most Social Security recipients fall far below those numbers, so almost all retirees will qualify for the full amount. But even if your income was a bit higher, don't worry. There's a sliding scale. Single filers earning up to $99,000 and couples up to $198,000 will still receive partial payments. The scale and logistics of this distribution are enormous. The Treasury Department, IRS, and Social Security Administration have been working around the clock for weeks to make sure things go smoothly. They've learned from the chaos of previous stimulus rounds. No one wants a repeat of those delays where people waited months for payments or received the wrong amount. So, here's what you can expect. If you currently get your Social Security to direct deposit, your $2,000 will arrive the same way, straight into the same bank account within the first 2 weeks of November. There's no need to fill out any forms, make any calls, or verify anything. It will happen automatically. If you receive your Social Security through pay paper checks, your payment will also come by mail, but it may take until late November or early December. It's extremely important to make sure your address on file with Social Security is up to date. If you've moved recently and haven't updated your information, your check could be delayed or even sent to your old address. For people not receiving Social Security but who filed taxes last year, the payment deed will be sent based on your IRS information. If you provided direct deposit information when you filed, it will go to that account. If not, you'll get a paper check at the address listed on your return. Now, let's clear up one of the biggest concerns out there. Will this payment affect your other benefits? The answer is no. The $2,000 payment is classified as a tax rebate and relief payment, meaning it will not count as income. It won't reduce your Social Security benefits, won't change your Medicare coverage, won't affect your Medicaid eligibility, and won't, interfere with SSI. You also won't have to pay taxes on this money for this year. It's tax-free. However, technically, it's treated as an advance on next year's tax credits. So there could be minor adjustments when you file your next tax return, depending on your specific situation. For most people, especially seniors with simple finances, it won't make any differences. So, what should you actually do with this $2,000 once it arrives? Financial experts are encouraging people to think strategically. For those living on fixed incomes, this can feel like a small windfall, equivalent to 2 or 3 months of Social Security checks arriving all at once. It can be tempting to spend it immediately, especially with the holidays approaching. But before doing that, think about setting aside some of it for emergencies. Many Americans have had to dip into the savings over the past few years just to get by. Inflation has been relentless, and a lot of people's emergency funds are running on empty. Even saving half of this payment, about $1,000, can give you real peace of mind for unexpected costs like medical bills, home repairs, or car maintenance. If you've already built some emergency savings, consider using the money to pay off high interest debt. Credit card interest rates have soared past 20%, the highest in decades. Using this money to pay down balances can be one of the smartest financial moves you can make. It's not glamorous, but it's like earning a guaranteed return on your money that no safe investment can match. For those who are already financially stable, it might make sense to use the payment for healthcare needs, like dental work, hearing aids, glasses, or medications that Medicare doesn't fully cover. Another smart use is improving your home for safety and comfort, especially for seniors. Installing grab bars, improving lighting, or fixing flooring to prevent falls. Though these improvements aren't luxuries, they are investments in your independence and safety. Now let's talk about scams. Every time the government sends out payments, scammers come out of hiding looking to steal your money. They will call you pretending to be from the FRS or Social Security, claiming they need to verify your information. They might send emails or texts with links to claim your payment. Let me be clear, these are all scams. The government will never call, email, or text you to process this payment. The only legitimate communication you'll receive will come by official mail. And even then, there's those letters will never ask for personal information or payment. If anyone contacts you claiming they can speed up your payment for a fee or that you must verify your bank account, hang up immediately. You don't need to do anything to receive this money. It will come automatically if you qualify. Timing-wise, here's how it's expected to roll out. November 1st marks the start of the distribution, not the day everyone gets their check. Payments will go out in waves. The first wave includes Social Security retirement recipients, followed by SSI beneficiaries about a week later, then disability recipients, and finally tax filers who aren't receiving Social Security. The staggered process prevents system overload and ensures deposits are processed correctly. So, if your neighbor gets theirs before you, don't panic. It's just the order of processing. Give it the full month of November before assuming there's a problem. If by December you still haven't received anything, you'll be able to check your payment status using the IRS's online tracking tool, similar to the one used during previous stimulus rounds. It's also worth understanding why these payments are happening in the first place. While the US economy has shown signs of stability, inflation continues to strain households, especially seniors and people on fixed incomes. The cost of groceries, utilities, insurance, and healthcare has risen faster than Social Security's cost of living adjustments. This $2,000 payment is a direct acknowledgement that inflation has outpaced those automatic increases. And the tariff rebate component adds a new layer to how relief is funded. Instead of borrowing or printing more money, this approach redistributes existing tariff revenue collected from foreign imports, essentially returning it to the citizens who bore the cost indirectly through higher prices. Technique is a novel approach that echoes the idea behind Alaska's permanent fund dividend, where natural resource revenue is treated as a shared public asset. Now, the big question everyone's asking, will this happen again? At the moment, this is a one-time payment. There's no built-in plan for recurring checks. However, election season is approaching and programs like this are incredibly popular among voters. Depending on how the economy performs and how Congress reacts, there could be discussions of another round in the future. But for now, don't count on it. Treat this $2,000 as a one-time boost, an opportunity to stabilize your finances, pay off debt, or prepare for what's next. Thanks for watching, and if you found this update helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more updates, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest breaking news on Social Security, stimulus programs, and financial relief updates.